right, in the Pacers and Bucks game, it's a few different things that I would look at. Number one that jumps off the page to me is Giannis. He's had a lot of success versus these guys over the years. If you look at his last few games versus them, he had 64 in the last meeting. Before that, he had what, 37, 54, 38. So it's just not a great matchup for the Pacers, and it starts with their defense. We know they're not the greatest on that end. They do a very poor job protecting the paint. That's where Giannis thrives. So I see it being a good matchup for him. His points prop is high at 35 and a half, but his last four meetings versus them, he's cleared that number easily. So I would take a look at him. And I know the last meeting, I kind of wanted to look at Dame because of the in-season tournament and Hallie doing Dame celebration. But it's just such a good matchup for Giannis that he might defer to Giannis. So I want to look at Dame in this one. I will take a look at the total though, and it's one of the higher ones that we've seen this season. I still can't look to bet an under in this one. The only matchup that has gone under, or only meeting that has gone under between these two teams out of their last eight is that in-season tournament game, and it makes sense for them to play a little bit more defense in that kind of a situation. The last meeting made it to 266, and Pacers have been playing with a little less pace, but bet Bucks, they're perfectly fine playing up tempo. I think the Pacers will go along with the Bucks in this game, and it shouldn't be a whole lot of defense being played. I always talk about the Bucks perimeter defense being poor. Hallie and the Pacers guards can expose that or take advantage of that, and the Bucks can take advantage of the Pacers inside. So either the over for the game, Giannis points over. Those would be the ways I look to play this game.
Yeah, Pistons finally broke that losing streak against the Raptors, and historically, it's been profitable to fade teams that break long losing streaks. The specific trend that I looked at was teams since 2010 coming off of games where they broke a double digit losing streak, 17 54, 17 and 54 straight up, 27 43 and 1 against the spread. That's just a 38.6% cover rate, meaning fading teams in that situation hits over 61% of the time. For the Pistons, I know Duran has been back, and he's helped the team a bit. Without him, the Pistons went 0 and 15 straight up, 3 and 12 against the spread. With him, they're 3 and 14 straight up, 9 7 and 1 against the spread. So a big difference in that spread situation there. With Duran in the lineup as well, they're slightly more efficient offensively, but I think where the biggest gap is on the defensive side of the ball. He helps them tremendously. They allow 124 when he's not in the lineup, but when he's in the lineup, it's 118.8 points per game. If we look at the Rockets side, they started off the season as one of the best home teams in the league. In their first 12 home games, they went 11 and 1 straight up, 10 1 and 1 against the spread. But since then, 1 and 4 straight up, 1 and 4 against the spread in their last five home games. And it has to do with their struggles defensively. But if you take a look at who they faced strong offenses. They faced the Hawks, Mavs, Pacers, Suns with their big three, and then the Sixers. All top offenses in the league. Now they face a poor offensive team in the Pistons, who are coming off an emotional win. This is a spot where I think the Rockets get right defensively at home. I would look towards the under in this game here.
I would take a look at the Utah Jazz against the Dallas Mavericks. And both teams have been playing well lately, but this is a Dallas team that has had to travel, what, their past 10, this is their 10th straight travel game in a row. So I think that's a negative for them, especially over the New Year's. The Jazz played their last game at home and did not have to travel, so I'll take that as a positive for them. The reason the Jazz are playing a lot better lately is simply because they've gotten healthy. They have nobody on the injury report. As a result, they've covered five games in a row. They've won four out of their last five, and they've been really strong at home, especially. I believe they've covered nine of their last 10 home games. So I know it's been Dallas' row, really good as a road favorite so far this season, but you have Luca up in the air. Kyrie could come back into the lineup and mess things up a little bit there for Dallas. I just think Utah is in a better rhythm right now, and they've been a better defense. They've been a better rebounding team the last five games. They can do both of these things. They can keep it respectable if not win the game.
Yeah, for my best bet, I'm looking towards this Raptors Cavs game here. And I know the Raptors made some noise with the big trade before the new year. Both Barrett and Quickly are available to make their debut today. They gain offense with this trade, but they do lose some physicality and defense without OG. Overall, their defense has been lacking this season. In December, specifically, opponents were 10 and 3 to their team total over against this Raptors defense. They allowed 119.2 points per game last month. Coming off of the loss to the Pistons, too, I know it's huge. Obviously, they're going to want to bounce back here, but I'm just not sure they have the personnel to limit the offense of the Cavs here. This is also a tough travel spot as well. First game home off a 3 game road trip. Then they got to go out for 5 straight road games after this as well. The Cavs here, they've gone over their team total in 5 of their last 7 games. They struggled against the Bucks with Mitchell coming back for after missing a few games, and that's typical a typical thing we see. When a key player comes back the first time around, after a bit of a layoff, they tend to struggle, and that's what happened against the Bucks. But another situation I look at here, the Cavs as road dogs 6-3 to their team total over as well. In that situation, for me, I look at the Cavs to take advantage of a Raptors team that's starting to build, starting from scratch to build chemistry with their new lineup. The Cavs are top 10 in the league as far as average points off turnovers and second chance points. I think they could take advantage of both of those categories tonight against this Raptors team here. I like the Cavs to get up and over their team total 112.5.